Hi, this is J. Balakrishna. In this video, we are going to discuss the importance of reading. Reading and reading. The easiest, the simplest and the best way of learning English language is reading. Unfortunately, most of us haven't developed this habit thanks to smartphones, cell phones, TV channels. Most of us are wasting our time sitting before TV or with smartphone. But if you are serious about learning English language, take out some time to read. Every day spend at least 30 minutes to do some good reading. What to read? Newspaper. Get hold of a good newspaper which is there in your city. The popular, the most reputed newspaper. Get hold of a newspaper and start reading it. I do not know pronunciation. No problem. Just start uttering the words. Struggle, word by word, sentence by sentence. Make it a habit. Over a period of time, you will learn many things. And magazine. What type of magazine? No restriction. If you are a James Bond lover, if you are a Hollywood movie lover, read Hollywood movie magazine. If you are a sports lover, if you love cricket, football, fine, read sports magazine. If you are a lady, if you are a housewife, so many women's magazines are there. If you love Jeffrey Archer, Sidney Sheldon, Frederick Forsyth, John Grisham, read their novels. Take out some time to read novels and magazines, because when you read newspaper and magazines, you will get exposure only to the formal usage of English language. What about the informal usage? What about the simple words? What about your conversations? The words which you need for your daily regular conversation. Therefore, also read some novels or stories. This will make you good at English language. But how should I read? That's very important to know. No, this is not going to work. This is not your chemistry. This is not your botany, this is not your zoology, this is not your engineering or computer class. This is English language. So this type of is not going to work anymore. Read loudly. As loudly as possible. Once upon a time there was a king in the forest. He was riding on a horse. He comes across a tiger. He fights with the tiger. He kills the tiger. Yes, this should be the method of reading. Because when you read loudly, your tongue, your lips, your vocal cords, your mouth, your lungs, every part of your body, mouth should feel those letters, words, paragraphs, sentences. In this way, you are making yourself familiar to the words of English language, because whatever language is there in your mind, that is going to come out through your mouth. So train the tongue. Because you have your own mother tongue, influence on your tongue. So it is strongly tuned to that mother tongue. So therefore, when you read loudly, you are training your tongue to new words in English language. So step number 1, read as loudly as possible. Shed your inhibitions. Like a school child, why should I read loudly? No. Whenever you have decided to learn anything, you are a child. Be a child. There is nothing wrong in it. Read loudly, don't feel shy, shed your inhibitions. Read loudly to learn. Then read silently. Step number 2, read silently to understand. When you read loudly, your goal is just to feel the language. When you read silently, your goal is to understand. Read it second time, third time, as many times as possible. No problem. But try to understand what is there in that book, in that news item. Step number 3, close the book, fold the newspaper and just try to recollect, what have I read? How much have I understood? What is there in this news item? What is there in this storybook? Try to close your eyes, recollect whatever you have understood. Then try to tell it to somebody. Nobody is there. Fine, you tell yourself. Just utter, try to recollect how much you have understood. That is step number 3, recollect. You can do these 3 stages anywhere. When you are standing in a queue, when you are sitting in a clinic as a visitor, when you are traveling by bus or by train or by flight, anywhere you can do instead of simply wasting your time. Step number 4. Take a pen and underline all those new expressions which you have seen in that news item or in that story in the textbook. Because every day when you read any book, any news item, you will definitely find some unknown new expressions. Take a pen and promptly underline them. Go to a good English dictionary, try to know the meanings of those expressions and start using them in your English language step by step. So this will help you in learning the language in many ways. What are those ways? Why should I read? These are the uses. Number 1, vocabulary. If a person's vocabulary is very good, then definitely he must be a good reader. If you have the habit of reading regularly, no doubt within no time you will get the command of large number of words in English language. And the person who has good collection of English language can speak English very beautifully and spontaneously and fluently. And it will also help you in preparing for many examinations like GRE or TOEFL or GMAT, SAT and other competitive examinations. Second one is familiarity. When you are sitting in the classroom, the teacher is teaching you about a sentence called he should have gone, he should have written, he should have spoken, he should have asked me, he should have played. If you have already read this type of sentences in a newspaper, in a novel or in a textbook, that will develop lot of familiarity. When you sit in the classroom, you start telling yourself, oh, I have read this sentence somewhere. I have seen this sentence somewhere. Because already some information is there in your mind which you have collected by regular reading. And when the teacher is teaching that formally in the classroom, that teacher's information and your information tallies. And that makes the learning process simpler and easier. So when you regularly read, you will become familiar to lot of sentence structures. And the third one is presentation skill. A road accident has taken place. How are they presenting it in the newspaper? There was a final match yesterday between India and Australia. How did the newspapers present it? There was an invention. A scientist has won the Nobel Prize. How are they presenting? So you will come to know about the sentences they are using, the words, the length of the sentence, the usage of commas and quotation marks, full stops, etc. if you are a regular reader. And fourth and the most important one is fluency. If you are reading loudly, definitely you are going to become a fluent speaker. Because when you read loudly, the tongue gets the practice of uttering multi-syllable words smoothly and easily. Therefore, among all these four, the most important advantage is the importance of fluency. So make it a habit to take out some time to read a good newspaper or a novel or a story book so that you can develop your English language in these 4 ways. Thank you for watching this video. This is J. Balakrishna.